The newest trailer of the Gundam Seed Freedom movie dropped, as well as the names and designs of the main characters, and for being such a short trailer, it definitely raises a lot of questions. And before we get to the main one of what the hell Athrun and especially Kira are up to, I want to talk about something else that I've noticed. The movie is supposed to take place after Gundam Seed Destiny, and yet, in the first trailer, the first mobile suit we saw was the Jin. The first mobile suit that we saw all the way back in Gundam Seed. And this second trailer continues the trend of prominently featuring old mobile suits, this time being one of my personal favorites, the 105 Dagger. It can be seen fighting alongside Dagger Else and a Destroy Gundam, and I really wonder what this is going to mean for the movie overall. Are these like flashbacks that are peppered throughout the movie to get you up to speed again with the story? Or are they maybe going the unicorn route, and do they put in some older and more obscure mobile suits as like some kind of fan service? Something that they did also do in Gundam Seed Destiny with the 105 Dagger and like mobile suits like the Forbidden Vortex. But while it is cool to see the 105 Dagger in action, it is unfortunately again 100% 3D CG. So I think we can expect this for the rest of the mobile suits as well. Next up then, we have Kira, who could be extremely interesting if they handle him correctly. The trailer opens up with him saying that he couldn't protect anything, and then at the end of the trailer, we hear Maru and Mu asking Kira to stop. And on top of that, we see Lacus trying to grab at him, but she can't, showing us that there is some kind of split going on with the main cast. And normally, I would have expected this to be the same bait and switch they did in Destiny. Kira appears to be the antagonist, and he might even himself wonder if what he's doing is the right thing, but at the end of the day, it ends up being 100% the right thing, and he completely saves the day. But since they said that they wanted to do something different with Gundam Seed Freedom, I'm hoping that they actually stick to this and do something with Kira's nigh invincibility from the second half of Gundam Seed onwards. Basically, he hasn't lost a single time since he got the freedom, and well, the one time that he did kinda lose against Shin, there were a bunch of excuses that it wasn't really his fault, but more because of the situation. So technically, he didn't really lose if he had been able to fight at full power. So it would make sense that he starts developing some kind of savior complex in Gundam Seed Freedom. Again, in the beginning he says that he couldn't protect anything, so now he might be willing to take some drastic measures to protect everything. And then we get some shots of Durandal, so maybe Kira had a change of heart and went like, hold on now, maybe he was actually onto something. And on top of that, the trailer is being narrated by Durandal himself, and it starts out with someone who looks like Durandal in a body of water. So he's definitely still having a strong impact on the ongoing events, or at least it is heavily implied that he is going to have a strong impact on these events. I wouldn't even be surprised if that shot isn't just metaphorical and is actually Durandal's body and maybe even his mind being preserved in some kind of life pod. Like, let's face it, it wouldn't be the first time that an obviously totally dead person came back to life in the Cosmic Era. And going by the trailer, Kira is joined in his quest by Shin, Durandal fanboy number 2, Lunamaria, who's going to follow Shin, and bootleg Mayrin, who is called Agnes Gibenrath. Also, she is giving me some serious Misa from Death Note vibes, so in my mind, she's going to be a total Kira fanboy. She saw what he did during the wars, became totally obsessed with him, and now wants to go along with whatever he's doing. Who knows, maybe they even become a couple. That is, if she doesn't die. Because with her voice actress being Kuwashima Hoko, a lot of people are speculating that she's not going to make it to the end of the series in one piece. And that is because her other roles were Nataral Badgerul, Flay Ulster, Via Hibiki, Stella Loisier, and Ray Zaburel. All of whom are various kinds of dead. So good luck to Agnes. And talking about voice actors cursing their characters, so far we don't have a character voiced by Takanori Nishikawa. Yet. R.I.P. Miguel and Heine. Also then supporting the evil Kira theory is that they decided to go with the stylistic choice of making his eyes red during the lock-on sequence, or at least I think it's reflecting red light from the monitor, but it could also be some kind of next stage of the seed. So whatever the case might be, at the very least they want to give Kira an evil vibe here. Atheron then feels like his actions might be generally the same as during Gundam Seed and Gundam Seed Destiny again, with a slight twist. The way he's shown in the trailer made me feel like he's totally going to be at odds with Kira again. Except that this time he could be on the right side of the conflict, and that now Atheron is going to have to convince Kira that he's wrong. Because the thing is, in the trailer, he's never shown with Kira, but when we look at his character art, he does have a pilot suit belonging to the same faction. And this then is also a small difference because this time they are starting on the same side. And talking about that faction, based on the uniforms, the members that we know so far are the returning Kira Yamato, Shin Asuka, Luna Maria Hawk, Maru Ramius, Mula Flaga, Hilda Haken, Herbert von Reinhardt, and Mas Shimeon. And the new characters are Agnes Giebenrath, Alexei Konoe, and Albert Heinlein. And the big question for me then is, what is their relationship to Bootleg Minerva, and how is their relationship going to be with the plants and regular Zaft? Is it going to be more of a Londo Bell thing, or is it going to be a Titans relationship with Kira becoming some kind of Paptimus Scirocco? This scene with Lacus and the other major members of the plants does not seem very happy. And we also have a very mysterious character popping up, Toya Mashima. Gundam Seed and Gundam Seed Destiny have often gotten flack for their very similar character designs, but this dude just has to be either an Alda Flaga clone or a Mula Flaga clone. With the big question then being, how is this going to be put into the movie? The remaining confirmed characters then are Mayrin Hawk, who isn't shown in a military uniform, so I wonder what role she's going to be playing in the story, Kagala Yula Otha, who looks a bit more aristocratic, and Blue. A blue version of Birdie, sometimes also referred to as Tori, who is also in the trailer, by the way. And this thing might just be the most significant character of them all. Why is there now a second Birdie? Who did Atheron give it to? Did something happen to the first one? And if so, who did it? I think we're definitely getting some interesting story elements here, and I think it would also be awesome if we saw more obscure mobile suits being prominently featured. The new suits and character designs though, as well as the purely 3D for the mobile suits, is something that I am still very split on though. But let me know what you thought about all of this down below, and what you think certain parts of the trailer mean. As always, a big thank you to the Patreon supporters. I hope everyone watching has a great day, and I'll see you all next time.